Hi guys, Parkrun Showdown is back. Today we're at Bevendean Park, just on the outskirts of Brighton. One of about 4 or 5, I think, that are based in Brighton, so hopefully going to be back this way again at some point in the future. The weather is a bit chilly today. Winter is truly on its way. I've got my buff on, I've got my Under Armour layers on. It is a little bit warmer than I was expecting today, but it's still cold. That wind is bitter. I can hear it while I'm sitting here in the car. Because I am on the side of the South Downs at the moment, so I'm not underestimating the cold at all today. So, a bit about the course. It's 2 and a bit laps around a largish field down the side of the South Downs, behind the houses behind me. Got to find it. It's meant to have some really good views near the top, so hopefully be able to get a good look around on the camera. Might even be able to see the Isle of Wight if it's clear enough. But I don't think today that's going to happen. According to some sort of sites, this is one of the most undulating or hilly park runs in the UK. I think they're in the list of 10, it's on that list. So I'm looking forward to quite a good, challenging session. Not going for a PB today, we're just going to enjoy ourselves. Because of that hill, the Power of 10 website, which I used to get sort of like scratch scores based on difficulty, gave this a 6.4. So this is one of the harder ones on that list. I think there's only about 7 or 8 that are higher. So again, double downing on that. This is going to be a slightly more difficult park run today. But let's go!
And they're off on what is a very, very windy day, as you can probably hear at Bevendean Parkrun. But it's okay. The short walk from the race director's welcome down to the start line has warmed me up and I'm ready to go. Quite quickly as well by the looks of it, at 4 minutes 34 pace. Coming up here on the left is actually the finish line, which we'll hopefully be coming across in about 2 laps time. That's obviously if the hills don't have anything to say about it, of course. We were told at the introduction meeting that actually there might be some cows up on the route today, so we're going to keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll spot some moo-moos. At the base of the hill, and that slope is already starting to climb. Parking for this event was fairly straightforward, to be honest with you. There's plenty of roads outside that you can just ditch your car. No, not ditch your car, responsibly park, and then walk down a little alleyway just to get to this field. If it is a day when the football's on, the local Brighton and Hove Albion, up the Seagulls, then it is a good idea just to have a little barcode printed off, just to leave on your dashboard, just to let the locals know you're not there wasting their spaces for the whole day. Bloomin' heck, I don't know if you can hear me over that wind, but we've passed the 1 kilometre mark at a 5 minute 10 per kilometre. Not a too shabby a pace, seeing we're about halfway up the big hill that goes up the left hand side of the field. As you can see, that slope is at 12% right now. I'm pretty sure it does go higher as well further ahead. Yep, there we go. To be honest, this first time round it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. It was the second time round that got me. Oh my goodness, it is a slog. We'll find that out later. Right, top of the hill, and that wind is even worse now. But at least it is downhill now for quite a while. We can really pick up that pace. Well, it already is already. Look at it. Time to make up the time. Great views from up here as well, out across Brighton, which you can see in the distance. Apparently, like I said earlier, on a good day, you can can actually see the Isle of Wight in the distance, but that's probably more of a summer thing. Excellent -7% slope coming down the hill. You'll also find that probably the camera work's a little bit choppy on this part of the course. That's pretty much because the wind need took my hat off at least about 3 or 4 times per lap, and I sort of had to desperately grab onto it last minute to prevent it going flying off the downs and then down into Brighton. Right, 2 minutes done and it's 5 minutes 18. Not too bad, seeing as it incorporated that big hill on the other side of the field. So yeah, we're happy with that. The pace is still cruising on fast right now, so we're going to carry on pushing. Just quickly hopping over what's probably the most difficult obstacle of this course today. We're coming round to where we started the run. Unfortunately, it looks like there are no cows out on the course today, which is a bit sad, but hey ho. By the way, if you are enjoying what you're watching, please leave a like and subscribe. We've got plenty more Parkrun Showdowns to watch, general parkruns, and also some events that you can check out. So yeah, feel free to have a look at those after watching this video. Getting some motivation from the race director and a couple of volunteers here. I mean, I'll probably say it quite a lot in this video, but oh, they're such a friendly bunch. If you're looking for a park run with a massive community feel, then this is the one to come to. Everyone pretty much knows everyone, and they're all happy for outsiders to come and join them. At the base of the big hill for the 3-kilometre mark, which is a 4 minute 47. That hill was really incorporated into that speed, which is excellent to see. The heart rate has climbed ever so slightly. We're getting to the higher end of my heart range, if that's a thing. So hopefully going up this hill is not going to push it too high where I have to then stop and walk. Come on Tom, keep plugging on. The slope's at 14%, but the heart rate hasn't risen much further, which is good. The pace, you know what, it's not too much of an issue at this part of the course. The fact that I'm not walking is a win. I think someone told me before we started running today that the course record for this is 15 minutes and 59 seconds. I mean, scientists need to do a study on this, man, because that is an absolutely mental time for a course with this type of hill in it. Pushing through to the top of the hill, and it does smooth out quite quickly, which is an absolute relief. It's time to clear out that lactic acid from the legs and push on once again, and hopefully not get blown off the side of the South Downs. The legs are burning, but it's downhill to the finish, and that 4th kilometre was done in 5 minutes 47. A bit slower now, but that's going to be expected after tackling that hill twice. My legs are heavy, but we're going to push to the end and try and get a good time, and maybe even an overtake.
Not today,
The wind's trying its best to derail the efforts and blow my hat off. Not today, not today. Not too far from the finish now, and it looks like I'm taking it easy. I mean, the fast pace is there, but apparently 160 heart rate. There's a lot more left of the tank here, Tom. Come on! The finish line is in sight. The guy I was chasing has somehow pulled off and left me for dead. But it's okay. We're going to push on through. Try and dip in the 3s. No, it doesn't look like it's happening. And across the line with a 4 minute 30. I'll quickly post a photo of me on the left as well. And a nice sexy selfie too. Oof, that's a nice windswept look you've got going there, boy.
Woo! That was hilly, but very, very enjoyable. I think I put a very good stint on that run. Results will be coming up in just a second. As you can see, it was very windy as well. My hair is officially all over the place. Like I said, it was a bit of a gruel climbing up that hill twice, but I think the community feel that this one brought sort of, you know, raised this parkrun up to a new level. The race director was really friendly, and all the people running were also very, very friendly and accommodating. Yeah, it just felt really, really, really good today. I'm really happy with that. So we're going to go on to the results now. Hopefully a fairly good run, and then we'll then go on to the scores. So let's see how it ranks.
We came 10th out of 35 people. As I said, it's a very small cohort community group. The parkrun time was 25:26 and an average of 5 minutes 5 per kilometre, which I feel for that type of course was really good, as you can see by the elevation at the bottom there. And in my age bracket, I came first. That's probably the first time that's ever happened, so excellent job, Tom. And an age grade of 50.98. Right, so now we're back home, nice and warm and dry. It's time for the parkrun scores. For scenery, I gave it an 8.5. Once you get to the top of the hill, the views all around are absolutely amazing. I can imagine in the summer it's even better. So yeah, 8.5 for that. For difficulty or PB ability, unfortunately, being one of the more undulating courses in the UK, giving it a 3. It could be lower, but the ground underfoot is actually really good quality. Because it's on a slight slope, it drains away any water or any rain that falls. So for most of the year round, I can imagine it's like a nice springy grass terrain to run on. So really good for that. So we're giving it a 3. For route layout, they've given it a 6 because it is just 2 laps round the field. For facilities, it's a 2. Unfortunately, it's the one main problem I feel with this parkrun. There's no facilities, so there's no toilets there. The parking's fairly straightforward. You just have to have a barcode in your window if it's on a day when the football's on. And there used to be a cafe as well, I think, afterwards, but there's no cafe at the moment that's nearby. You might have to go into town to sort of get a coffee after. For X Factor, I've given it a half point, just because it is one of the more undulating courses in the UK, and it's actually the 15th slowest, so quite cool. So that gives it an overall score of 20, or a 50%. It's a shame really, because the points aren't indicative of how good a parkrun this one is. The atmosphere is amazing and the community feel is brilliant. If it could just maybe bump out some facilities, then it could be a really, really good parkrun. But where does it put it in the rankings, I hear you ask? Well, for the first time in a very long time, the poorly made graphic is there. Unfortunately, that does put Bevendean Down into 9th place, which is a shame because, like I said, it was a great park run. That means Wakehurst stays in 1st place with Kingdom and Lancing Beach Green in 2nd, and then Seaford Beach in 3rd. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers. Bye.